to the Springs Radio Real Estate Show. I'm Cheryl Garlock with Colorado Front Range Properties. My guest today is Mike Tinlin with Oakwood Homes. Mike, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me. Always a pleasure to be here.
Well, we really enjoy having you. You bring a really good set of information to the marketplace here, and people need to know about some of the different options that are available to them. I talk frequently about the real estate resale homes, but also the new homes, and since that's your specialty, I really like to, share that information with people. Now, just before our break here, I was talking about, buying a home and some of the trends there. Let's talk just briefly here about the cost of waiting, so to speak.
Sure.
Here. There was an article put out by the folks at the Keeping Current Matters organization here, and they talked about the cost of a home last year, this year, and what it's going to be like next year. And, Mike, you had alluded to, if you're thinking about buying, you need to kind of get off the fence and start thinking about doing that before the prices or the interest rates, which is a real worthy consideration here, will go up there. So let's think about last year. And they did this study here. This was kind of the average price last year, $187,800. Let's assume you have zero down, because in our area here, we're loaded with veterans, and they're going to do a lot of VA loans with zero down.
Absolutely.
So, and it makes it an easy way for us to just balance this out. Let's say the interest rate was 3.5%, which it really was last year. That represented, I hope you guys are sitting down, this is a principal and interest payment then of $843. Now, that same property has gone up in price this year to $213,500. That's the same average for the same property. Again, zero down, so that new payment on that same mortgage is going to be $1,081.77. So then you look at what it could be next year. And next year is very likely, we're right around 4.5% right now. Depends on, where you're floating to or talking to there. Next year, that price will escalate up to about $224,175. And that at a 5% interest rate here, that means that your payment is $1,200 more, or $1,200. It went up to $1,200 just on a principal and interest. So that represents an increase per month of just a little over $120 a month. And that can hurt a lot of buyers there, as far as that's concerned. And then, of course, what is their choice again? Renting. And then what happened with rent? It went up as well. Maybe not $120 per month more, but it might have gone up a good $50.
Yeah.
And by the time you pay that extra $120 there, you at least have a tax write-off.
That's right. And you've got something in the bank also. As that house property value increases and your mortgage decreases, the difference there is the equity in the home, in your home, and that's money in the bank to you. Whereas when you rent, you may have a flat fee, but you're literally making somebody else wealthy. You're helping your landlord out.
You absolutely are. You're making the landlord rich, and I, being a landlord, I much do appreciate
myself
that,
as well. Yes.
But I got to tell you, and I love to tell people, if you can qualify to go ahead and buy your own home, you should do that first and foremost. But there are a lot of reasons. You can always rent property.
Most definitely.
There's not a problem being able to do that. But if you can qualify and buy yourself a new home, a resale, or a brand new home, you ought to step into place right now, and you ought to be thinking about seriously doing it.
Start with something small, sell it, make some money on it, turn your own home into an investment property and a rental.
Absolutely. And you know what? I know how to help you do that. So what do you got to do? Call me, 719-321-7600. Now, Mike, I want to tell everybody a little bit about what kind of inventory Oakwood Homes has in our Colorado Springs community, because you have two really nice developments.
We do, yeah. We have Banning Lewis Ranch, which is on the northeast side of town off of the Powers Corridor. I think a lot more people are becoming more familiar with where that location is now.
And by the way, I got to tell you something. I've got to tell you, that is one heck of a gorgeous community center, atmosphere, everything.
Fire pit. It is just a beautiful layout.
We'll talk more about that, but where's the other one?
Yeah, the other one is Cumberland Green and Fountain. So heavily military community, just a lot of pride of ownership. It's got a school in there, parks, regional park access as well. And we have inventory in both of those locations. We have about 14 different homes in inventory right now that are available through the rest of third quarter and fourth quarter, so get in before the holidays. And a lot of product that really spans from the 230s all the way up to the 380s. So, first time, move up, move down, empty nesters, ranches, 2 stories. Got a very good mixture of stuff with some finished basement space without that, nice finishes.
And I got to tell you, you guys really do have some outstanding finishes. What's really neat about what Oakwood Homes, and I think we're seeing some other builders do the same type of thing there, they really are trying to build more around a community lifestyle.
Absolutely.
And I think that's critical. That is absolutely critical. They want to make sure they incorporate those parks, get the schools, the trails, the amenities, because you're not buying just a home, you're buying a lifestyle.
You're buying a lifestyle. And I think that's a great thing to add in is a lot of people start looking at new homes, they'll start to go into a lot of master plan communities like Banning Lewis Ranch and find that some of the home sites are a little bit smaller than older homes from the 70s, 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And the thought behind that is also is you're in a lifestyle community with large parks, large trail access, and let your district pay for the watering of those and the maintenance and the landscaping.
Mm-hmm.
You as a homeowner, when you have to start thinking about putting in your own landscaping and maintaining all that, it's a lot of work. And, you know, with the lifestyle of a lot of people in today's day and age, it's go, go, go. We realize that no two families are alike, but a lot of the families don't have time for all that maintenance and expenditures to control our landscaping. So if you're traveling...
And it brings a more community feel to when you send
sure
the kids
does.
to the little neighborhood park.
Absolutely.
You know, or right there at the rec center, you know, or the community, you know, the ranch house or whatever. Community center there. It brings the community together. They bond a little bit more.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head.
You know, and that's really kind of the purpose is to get the community to bond and make it their community, not just a row of houses.
That's right. And we see that there's a lot of homeowner involvement in these communities. I mean, they put together their own citizens advisory board. The communities come together and built a flag football team for the men. I mean, it's all these things come together. You know, the music, the concerts in the park. You just see a lot of camaraderie, and it's just a great place to go out and meet other people with the same values and kids the same age. So it's
makes
a
your community safe.
It does. It really
does. It really, really, really does there. So tell me also a little bit about, you know, you mentioned something that you have a really special relationship to with another organization that Oakwood is involved in. And I'd like to talk about that. Would you tell our listeners a little bit about that?
This is something that's really near and dear to our hearts is we have a very unique relationship with the St. Jude Hospital. For anybody that's familiar with St. Jude, you know, they're out of Memphis, Tennessee. It's
Thomas.
Danny Thomas.
Danny Thomas. And his daughter, Marlo, she carries it forward, carries it on forward.
So we have built 2 St. Jude homes, which just brief background on it. This has become their single largest fundraiser in a calendar year. Is that they go around and they build about 30 homes a year. The builder actually donates the home. We sell $100 tickets for a raffle. Last year in Castle Rock, we sold 1,200 tickets. We raised $1.2 million for the St. Jude Hospital, which treats and you know, that's the research and development for all the children's hospitals, and they send that information out around the globe now to treat kids with special diseases and illnesses. Well, it costs $1.8 million to keep the hospital running per day.
Oh, so wow.
The excitement here, and we can get into it on another show, is we just got approved to bring a St. Jude home into Banning Lewis Ranch.
Oh, so that is phenomenal.
We're going to release some details as to who's going to build it.
Oh, that is going to be great.
Another show.
Oh, we will definitely want to follow up with you about that. All right, hey, stay tuned to more of the Springs Radio Real Estate Show here. Get your pen and papers ready because there's 2 outstanding homes I got to tell you about. We'll be